Designing and building a tiny house is an opportunity to create a space that will work to perfectly meet your needs. And that's exactly what happened with this next young family who have modified and changed their tiny house to help it adapt to growing family life. Hey Kasey, how's it going?
Hey, good. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. G'day Jeremy, how's it going, mate? First of all, can you tell me what it was that inspired you to build a tiny house on wheels?
It was kind of a transition, I guess, and we're just wanting to stay out of debt and
be free to travel and go do things. And
yeah, the freedom, I guess, mostly.
And I just love tiny houses. I've been looking at them, watching videos on them since, I was in college. I don't know, it was before the whole tiny house movement happened even, really. So, yeah.
So it sounds like you certainly had a lot of time there to work on the design of this home.
We did. Before we were married, we spent a year going back and forth on different designs and went through a lot of paper. And
Yes, and after we got married, and then we had planned on having at least one child in the home, so we had to change the design again, and now we do have a child that lives here with us, so it works out.
And this was a DIY build, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. I did most of it. Kasey helped a little bit. Near the end, she was pregnant, and so
everything's toxic, so he can't
really
be in it. But I was still able to paint and do some other things. Tell him what I wanted.
And you actually have a background in carpentry, don't you?
I do. I grew up doing remodel and carpentry, cabinet building, and tile, and so I have a background in a little bit of everything. So.
And let's talk about the parking spot. This is a beautiful place you've got here.
Thank you. Yeah, so my dad and I bought this land about 5 years ago, and I've got 5 acres, he's got 5 acres, and together we just share it. He hasn't done anything with his part, and this is our part. And most of it was already cleared too, because they tried to drill for oil here, and they didn't find anything, so they just made us a nice clearing. So yeah, it's beautiful.
And speaking about your outdoor area, you've really capitalized on outdoor living by building this wonderful deck onto the house.
Yes. Yeah, we love it. We've got the sandbox over there, and for Jaspen, that's our son's name.
We've got the fire pit. We've had some nice little gatherings with friends and family.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, I especially like how you've designed the fire pit in there. That's really great.
Yeah.
We love camping, and so we wanted it to be kind of like a camping experience, but with the convenience of a house and a refrigerator and deck.
And what size is the tiny house?
It's 26 feet long, 28 including the tongue, which we built the bathroom out onto a little bit, and then 8.5 feet wide and 13.5 feet tall.
And talk to me about some of the materials that you've used here on the exterior.
We use cedar on all the trim. The door is knotty alder. We ordered that custom. The siding it's a product called Smart Siding. It's a fiber board, but it's primed and treated to where it's supposed to stand up to weather really well, which is really important here in Oklahoma because of our humidity, and wood rots very quickly. Yeah, and then the metal roof. We both like metal, and it's durable, holds up to hailstorms.
The house looks really beautiful from the outside. I really love the way that you've extended it with this wonderful outdoor space, and I cannot wait to see what you've done inside. Can we check it out?
Yeah. Let's go.
All right.
So welcome.
This is beautiful. You've used a lot of really lovely timber in here, haven't you?
Yeah, these shelves and some of the stair parts I got at a lumber yard. They're oak trailer timbers. And then the beams I found from behind my brother's barn, and I used those in the loft area and then up along our roof here, the vaulted ceiling. And then, yeah, the trim around the windows.
It's actually all old fence.
It was an old fence panel that we pulled apart and repurposed.
And talk to me about the split level design that you've done here, because this whole kitchen area is slightly raised from the rest of the home, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, we raised the kitchen because we wanted a multi-use counter space right here. We wanted it to be kind of a bar and also a counter.
Along with, we rock climb, we have a lot of outdoor gear. So we also put storage underneath all of this so we can pull it out. It's kind of like a train almost. You pull it out, you can unlatch it and get the next one, and it goes all the way this whole length.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
fantastic.
it goes all the way back to this wall.
Great. It really is neat that you've built in so much storage so that you can still have all of the stuff for your hobbies then.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so tell me about the design of your kitchen.
We just wanted to make sure we had enough counter space, so it was really important. I love to cook. Dishwasher wasn't important. Everyone thinks it's the dishwasher down there. It's our refrigerator. We went with that size, and for a family of 3, we've always had more than enough storage for it. We also have a chest deep freezer back in the corner here to use up that space that lifts up.
Oh, great.
And so we're able to have lots of stuff. Also, our spices are stored in there. Lots of storage down in here. We use everything, even the toe kick drawers. So we've used every space.
And then you've done something quite special over here to create a dining space, haven't you?
Yes.
We wanted to have a table that isn't always there, so we can have a little extra space to do things, space for the kid to play. And we also wanted a seat that would just disappear. And so that's where this bench came in. We weren't able to hide the whole thing. This will pull out, and then the table folds down into...
And then we've got our dining.
And that's our eating space.
Fantastic. And you've created a little bit of extra storage behind that as well?
Exactly.
Yes.
We store a lot of our climbing books and movies and everything. So.
And then you've got a great sized couch over here in the lounge as well?
Yeah.
Yes.
We wanted the possibility of extra sleeping space as well. And so the couch actually folds out into somewhere between a queen and a twin size bed. But yeah, we built the whole thing ourselves, and there's storage under the couch.
We initially wanted to have a fireplace in here. After doing some research in it, it just was going to be too hot for us here in Oklahoma. So we just decided to go with more storage, especially having a kid in here. We needed bookshelves, and this is actually his closet here. So we keep his clothes there and some of our shoes. Yeah. And then we added this TV when I was on bed rest.
Yeah. Right.
So...
And again in here, I really like how you've used some of these beautiful salvage timbers to really warm up the space. Like, this piece is really lovely.
Yeah, I dug through a pile of timbers at the lumberyard, and that was one of the pieces that really stuck out to me. So I pulled it out and decided to make something out of it.
When you get a really nice bit of timber, it's amazing just how much character it can add to a home, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. And as a carpenter, I'm always looking for wood. I've always loved taking an actual tree and cutting it into usable wood. And that's always been it's really fun for me.
And then what do we have back here?
Back here is our bathroom.
Right.
So we've got a sliding barn door here that kind of allow us to have some privacy that we made. I really like geometry and symmetry, so we made that.
That is a beautiful door design.
Thank you. And then also, again, just these hexagon tiles that tie in with the wood floor. I saw that in a picture a few years back, and I just absolutely loved it. And Jeremy said he could make it happen. And through here is our bathroom.
Again, this is really nice. It's very interesting the way that you've split up the design between the shower space and the bathroom, isn't it?
Yeah, the inspiration actually kind of came from our honeymoon almost. We stayed in a place that had this shower that was behind the sink and the toilet area. And so we also knew that we had the tongue of the trailer to work with. And we wanted a big shower. And he's tall, so he wants to fit under the shower head. So we made the ceiling actually taller over there.
We really wanted a walk-in shower too without a door, which creating a wall here with the shower that goes in really helped with that.
And then in here, everything else that you need, lots of storage. I see you've got a washer dryer there as well.
Yes, yep, we have that.
Yeah, we love that thing. We love that it'll do both. It does take a long time, but yeah.
And we got a dirty clothes hamper, so that saves us some space. And then, yeah, and Jeremy made this again with the reclaimed...
More of the same wood I used on the stairs.
So.
Beautiful. Lovely design. And then above us, I'm guessing we've got your sleeping loft.
Yeah, come on up.
This is really cool. It's super interesting how you've created this kind of split loft design here.
When we originally started building, we knew that we would probably have a kid in this house. And so we wanted to create a little space for us and a space for him and our closet storage area.
Yeah, so when we initially moved in here, none of this extra stuff was in here. It was just a closet. for us. And then over the past year and a half, as Jaspen's grown, things have evolved up here. We had to install a safety net for him and a locking gate so it slides shut and we can lock it from downstairs so he can roam up here and play. And then we also installed his crib as well, and that was kind of a fun one. His crib will actually slide all the way out so I can reach him and get him to me from in the bed. And then there's also storage underneath there.
And in terms of the design of the tiny house, what's working and what's not in terms of having the baby in here?
Okay, so I'm a nurse. I get up at 5 a.m. to go to work, and in the morning I can't make a cup of coffee, I can't make a smoothie, I can't do a lot of things. I pretty much have to tiptoe around the house. I feel like I'm a ninja or almost holding my breath the entire time to not wake him up. So that's kind of one of the downsides. But on the other side of that, he is a very good sleeper. He can sleep through a lot of things. It's just that morning time is any little noise and he's like, oh, we're awake. So
yeah. As far as having him here, it was actually really easy and it worked really well up until he started walking. And then it was chaos.
As any parent would say.
Right. He's into everything. He's climbing the stairs, which is potentially dangerous for him to do. And so we're constantly having to have our hands and our eyes out for anything he might be getting into and getting in trouble. We do like that we put the net here. We can lock him up here, and he's pretty much out of harm's way.
And us being so close has been so nice, especially as a new mom. I would always check, is he breathing? Yep, okay, I see him. Oh, I hear him. So it's good.
So you've been living in the tiny house for about 2 years now. Is it living up to your initial expectations of tiny house life?
Yeah, I think everything except for the being able to host people. It has been kind of a problem because we can host maybe 1 or 2 people max inside the house. And our initial idea was to be able to host people outside, which with our weather here lately, it hasn't worked out very well. That's probably been our biggest challenge overall. But other than that, I've loved it. It's been a really great challenge forcing us to get rid of stuff.
And what was the budget of constructing this tiny house?
Including appliances, it was $35,000.
That's fantastic.
It was very affordable.
Yeah, absolutely. And what do you think the future will hold for you both now?
Well, we're about to actually move into a normal size house. I think we both still want to live minimally and we don't want to amass a bunch of stuff. We want to keep it simple. And eventually, this house is sort of a transition point as well. We'd like to build out here on our property and build a house for ourselves.
But what I think is really wonderful is that even after you've had this period of time, this is still an investment for you. This is still a real asset and something that you can have as a guest home in the future or rent out. It just gives you a few more options in life, doesn't it?
It does.
It really does.
Yes, it's allowed us to live rent-free for a few years now. And
yeah, we have no regrets in this decision. I've always seen life as an adventure, and every decision you make is just, there's really no good or bad decisions. It's all about how you handle those decisions and what path you take. And so it's really been an adventure and something that I don't regret, and I would do it again if I had the chance. So
it's just been the freedom, and it just reminds you to take life slowly.
I think one of the big things it's taught me is I've always been very minimalist, and so it's taught me that there is a need for more space. I think when we built the house, I thought everyone should move into a tiny house, and I would say that's changed now. I don't know that it's for everyone. It may even not be for us at this point, but I still do believe that minimalism could be for everyone.
This really is such a beautiful home. You've done such a great job with the design and the construction, and I wish you both the absolute best for the future. Thank you so much for sharing your space with me.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
This really is such a beautiful home. And while Jeremy and Kasey and their growing family may have now outgrown this tiny house, I think it really goes to show that for a period of time, it can be such a beautiful experience. And wherever they go from here in the future, there's no doubt in my mind that this will always have been a treasured place and time in their lives.